position on Aztec. It is Bonyth.
And then at the 12 o'clock position, it is.
What are you laughing
cRoSs.
at, man? You looking at the chat? I
yeah,
can
I'm
see
looking
you.
at the. I'm looking at the where I said between the hard and the rock place.
Yeah, I see that right now. Chat is calling you out there.
that wasn't even on purpose, man. That
I mean,
was just
it happens, man.
Well,
That's...
yeah. Should I wave my ESL flag?
Yeah, ESL flag.
I mean, English is like my third language.
I know, you know like 4 languages.
Or like my
it's
second
nuts.
language. No, it's not that nuts.
You know French, you know English.
You're an American, so you don't get it, but...
It's 3 languages.
Let me tell you, if you go to Europe, everyone and their mothers is a polyglot. Polyglot. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we've got another gateway opener from Bonyth.
Even in Asia, man, there's people that know, like
I know
Chinese,
they do.
Korean, Japanese, all of them.
When I flew to Japan, the lady there
you went
spoke
to Japan?
English. Yeah. She spoke English and Korean and Chinese and Japanese because I was asking about the quarantine rules.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, let me just look at the Japanese news. I'm like, what? And she's just busts out a news article and reads it, and she says, yeah, it's okay, you can go. I'm like, all right.
That's actually hilarious, dude. Imagine you go to just any place and ask them for the rules and they bust out a newspaper on you.
Yeah, that's what she did. I was like, wow. She was
like,
Korean,
can I use the bathroom? Oh, let me just check the news real quick.
Yeah.
I don't know,
Might be
man.
on lockdown. Well, we've
You know what I've learned doing BSL?
What?
Stand-up's just not for me, man.
Yeah, it isn't.
I don't think I have good jokes.
Or maybe I'm just not feeling it. Maybe I don't respond properly. Maybe if you
you're
had fatter
the
on the
funny
cast.
one, man.
No, I definitely not. Maybe if you had fatter on the cast with you.
If I had fatter on the cast, would be even worse. That guy's really unfunny.
Come on now. Come on. Fatter's pretty funny. Well, let's see if this zealot can get some funny business done. He's coming into the main again with his friend, the probe.
Yeah, his friend. You think they hold hands as they're like slamming drones?
Yeah, probably. Like, hold on, man.
That's a good first date to take your probe out, too. Alright, so let's say if we dated Nyoken, are you the zealot or are you the probe?
I'm the probe because I want to be jabbing these people with my fist. For sure.
What? You said you're the probe?
No, I'm the zealot.
No, you said you're the probe, dude.
Alright, well this is just a disaster. You're talking about a rock and a hard in a rock place.
Whatever,
I can't even remember what I am, probe or zealot. Let's just talk about this game.
I just know Nyoken likes fisting.
Okay. Well, there's a gap at the top, right?
There's a probe. Ooh, nice. Ooh, that was sick micro from Bonyth, actually. I can't believe he kept that in position. Cannon and Nexus warps in. Man, this is a good opening from Bonyth. I feel like that cannon was quite late, so he did get good timing on his Nexus, and his core is ahead of the lair. So overall, pretty nice here for Protoss, especially on a map like Aztec. You know, it's just such an annoying map. You know, when you start on the low ground like that, it's always a bit scary, right? So if you can just kind of get the early game out of the way like this, you're feeling pretty good.
Well, this is... okay. Lings, I thought were actually going to be able to run by. But we see that this was a third hatch taken way across the map. So, well, I guess mid-right. But we'll see why cRoSs ended up taking that. It has the third gas, of course, but I think this is mostly because there's an additional mineral patch. We're seeing the 3 Zealot move out again. This is going to put pressure on the cRoSs, but this time around it's not a Hydra follow-up. It is just typical lair.
Yeah, it is. A couple Zealots coming in here, though. And not a lot of Lings for cRoSs just yet. So Bonyth is going to be able to get the ramp if he wants to, but no, he's going to commit. Remember, on Aztec, we saw this a couple weeks ago. There's nowhere to hide these zealots. Like, there's no back mineral patch. Like, the minerals aren't against the wall here. So you would think that most Protosses kind of run in here thinking they have somewhere to go, but this is good micro from Bonyth. Actually takes the correct fight. Just such efficient trading from him, and that's going to force a couple. Nope. cRoSs is already making drones, but that was a good amount of pressure there for Bonyth.
Yeah, I thought he was going to build some more lings, but no lings were built. He just builds additional drones, not overreacting. We can see that his drone count relative to probe count is quite nice. Citadel is already done. Corsair is going to be coming out. Oh, +1 is not spending on that forge.
Yeah, it's not, and that's very curious. That's definitely a mistake. +1 does start now, but it's just so late that this. I mean, Bonyth does not getting the early upgrade there makes sense if you're expecting Zerg to play something like a 973, and now that he's established that most likely he's not getting Hydra busted, I think this is fine to start the +1. So it makes a lot of sense, and he's gonna go for this 1-1 build. Really good opener so far for Bonyth.
Yep, we do see that the Sair is just going to get a glimpse at all of these hatcheries and turn around. 5 hatch, I think, for cRoSs is what I saw. Meanwhile, Hydra speed is coming in for cRoSs, and Scourge are just going to, be produced also to try and deal with the Sairs. Now, in Bonyth's main, okay, he actually has 3 gates already, so he's going to have a decent amount of units coming out pretty soon.
Yeah, again, I think Bonyth just had the better end of this early game. His build is so much cleaner, so much smoother here than cRoSs's that I think he's going to get into the mid game feeling really well, or really good rather. Does have cannons to cover. Oh, doesn't actually have a cannon to cover the Stargate. So luckily for him though, the Scourge don't stick around. It is kind of hard to land the Scourge right on top of the Corsair as it spawns. So understandable that cRoSs maybe doesn't want to spend some of his attention doing that. Instead, just making sure his build is progressing, and he is going to get into 6 hatch.
Yep, 6 hatch on the way. Meanwhile, 6 zealots moving across the map. Now they don't have +1, so we'll see how effective they are. Just not that many Hydras, but the Lings should buy. Oh, maybe not. Okay, drones are actually going to have to be pulled to try and. Oh, they don't bug out on the ramp, but luckily there are going to be some Hydras in the back to help save the day. But look at the probe count to drone count this time around. It's 50 to 33. So Bonyth, he is starting to run away with it.
Yeah, I mean, again, he was just in such a good position. He has so many Corsairs here. +1 is about to finish for both the Corsairs and the Zealots. That's a lot of Hydras though, and there's no storm quite yet. So if there's one timing for cRoSs to maybe pull this game back a bit, definitely this one. He is forcing a couple of cannons. Aztec, of course, very defensive map because you can kind of hold this high ground pretty efficiently. But when you have this many Hydras, those Zealots will not stand long.
Well, DT is out, and that means that these Hydras are going to be pushed back. The supply block is brutal for cRoSs. You can see he's still supply blocked. He ended up morphing 4 Overlords to just unstuck himself. Yeah. Now, he's still down 17 workers, and you can see Bonyth has cut probes, so he's going to have that huge gateway flood. I see, what does that say, 5 in production right now? So yeah. His supply is going to shoot up like a rocket in the next few seconds.
Yeah. It's going to be...
He's going to blast into outer space. Yeah, he's on Blue Origin. He's going to find that guy in the round of 24.
Yeah, that guy
for the Star Trek episode.
You can't just reference. I don't even know who that was. I keep forgetting. But that was a funny joke, man. That's the kind of that was the kind of moment that really.
Well, you thought it was funny. You were.
Oh no, it was objectively funny.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, K-Darren Amulet's on the way, so you know things are about to get rowdy.
Oh yeah, we saw tons of storm last game. I'm sure there's gonna be a ton of them this time around. Is that no range? The range is not started, but robotics is already done.
Well, robotics is done. Is it? Does he have an observatory?
Yeah, it's
on the way
done.
now? He does not.
Okay, guess he
Lurker.
doesn't have the observatory.
Well, Lurker aspect is going to finish. So again, cRoSs will be able to play defensively. And we saw this configuration time and again here on the BSL channel, you know, in the Continents battle as well as this tournament. This 4-base configuration here for Zerg on these clockwise spawns from Protoss. It's just so defensive. Zerg can play so defensive, get these 4 bases going, and kind of feel really comfortable. So we'll see. I mean, Bonyth has a huge supply lead here. He's definitely ahead in this game, but he has some time to do some damage. That was a fat storm, but good dodge actually from cRoSs, and it's only 1 Templar. Corsairs do join the mix to see if maybe they can, in combination with the Zealots, kill a couple of Overlords, but I think Bonyth thinks better of it, though. With these Hydras coming in on the low ground, all the Overlords are exposed, but Bonyth is not taking this opportunity to kill them. And actually, such a huge missed opportunity. That was like 5 Overlords open at cRoSs' 3rd base. Okay, now Bonyth is going to go for it. Let's see if it works. But Hydras pop in just in the nick of time here. So I think cRoSs very fortunate there. And he's actually kind of coming ahead from this because you can see the supplies have gotten close. Bonyth is floating a lot of minerals.
Yeah, and range is only like 25% done, and it's pure Zealots basically, with just 2 or 3 Templars mixed in. The Sares are gonna get picked off by these Hydras, and this is a huge loss. Meanwhile, there's a storm on the other side of the map, so that's why these Sares got picked off. DT may actually end up killing this 4th hatch or 4th base.
Yeah.
cRoSs needs to send some units over there.
That DT is gonna make or break this game, I feel. Well, I mean, it's gonna keep Bonyth in the game because I feel like had this DT not okay, it doesn't even kill the hatchery. So I feel like cRoSs is definitely in a really good spot. Bonyth from here most likely can only really think about double expanding because it's so hard to attack as Protoss in this situation. I think you can only really just kind of sit back, get your upgrades going. See plus or some armor upgrade is on the way. I don't know if that's +2 armor. And there's a shuttle in production. So Bonyth, I think he's gonna adjust his strategy here a bit instead of just trying to go for a bust. But so many Mulisks queued up here.
Yeah, 12 mutas in production for cRoSs. He knows that all the Corsairs died, so this is his moment to pick off all those Templars. There's not that many Dragoons out. It's like 7, and of course Dragoon's not that great versus mutas in general. Zealot bomb did not get scouted, and it is going to unload in the main. And Bonyth is starting to make it crazy.
Yeah, there's a lot of Mutalisks though, so these Mutalisks can definitely rotate back into the main. They're a bit far away. No, instead they're gonna shark around for some Templar snipes. 1 Templar goes down. That storm didn't quite connect. 2nd Templar goes down as well. Now there's no storm with this army, but 8 Zealots inside of cRoSs' main base. They're gonna fight these Hydras. I think the pool actually tanked a couple of those Zealot hits as well. So this is gonna get cleaned up. But because cRoSs had to move a lot of his Hydras back into the main, there's no follow-up attack after killing those 2 Templar. But cRoSs just has so many units on the field. So does Bonyth, but he doesn't have any storm. And he's going to take this fight dry without any AoE. Looking at Bonyth's reinforcements, I mean, I think he has a couple of Templar. No, just 1. That does have 3 storms, but it's only 1 Templar. And, you know, there's a delay between casting abilities from the same unit. So Bonyth will have to pull back for now.
Yeah, he's gonna catch this shuttle. Of course, there's nothing in it. We know that, but he doesn't know that. But the Spire did fall, and the game did start getting pretty wild. So we don't even know if... okay, the drones did get transferred back to me, but I'm looking at that 4th base of cRoSs. There's not many. I don't even think there's any drones there. Yeah, there's none. It seems he forgot about that hatch. None of the larvae even being used either. But here comes a massive attack from cRoSs. He picks off the Templar, but 2 more Templars in the back.
Yeah, that was a massive storm though. All the mutas did die. So many Hydras just walking across the map. And Bonyth just doesn't have that many units. He's gonna hold his high ground. Another storm connects. It's all about how good these storms are, but actually the Templar run out, so he has to morph them into Archons. And there's not that many units. The high ground is working wonderfully for Bonyth. Of course, it's absorbing a lot of the hydras for DPS. But I feel like Bonyth just doesn't seem to have enough units. Here comes another storm.
Templar in the back. He needs a nice haymaker. That's a good one right there. He still has another storm available. Just barely crossing. He's so close to pushing through. But it looks like Bonyth might actually be able to hold on. But now there's only goons left.
Yeah, but Bonyth has +2 armor, so really good timing for him, 2-1. Wow, that Templar actually had 13 kills, and those were all Hydras. Zealots coming in to reinforce these goons, so Bonyth is going to survive. I think Bonyth is also trying to take that base, 4th base at the same time. Yeah, the Nexus is finished, actually, but there's no cannons there, so that's compromised, and cRoSs is just rallying units across the map. This 3rd base is open, there's no cannons there either. Probes are going to die for sure. Bonyth feels compelled to have to defend this base. I mean, he definitely does have to because he has very few economy, or very small economy if he loses this base. Hydras finally do get cleaned up. Somehow cRoSs just does not make this attack stick. It looks like he's bleeding a lot of units. Where's the observer?
There is no observer. The Hydras picked off the single observer, but here comes another one reinforcing. Supplies are even right now. It's 90 to 85. But obviously reinforcement advantage for Bonyth, so he is going to clean up all these lurkers, clean up these Hydras too. And still, I don't notice any drones at that 4th base for cRoSs.
Yeah, cRoSs just non-stop unit production here. He smells weakness. He wants to push in here before Protoss grabs this 4th base. Though the Nexus stands, you know, surprisingly, I think cRoSs definitely overextended. I don't think cRoSs necessarily needed to go in to try and kill that 3rd base. I think if he just held this position here where they're fighting, he could have just taken out the 4th Nexus and macroed behind it. But as played, that, you know, that didn't happen. And Bonyth is actually surviving here, and he's counterattacking. He's pushing the Zerg back.
Yeah, Zerg is, well, this Hydra control is pretty nuts, but the lurkers do get morphed, and he's going to wipe out all of these goons, but there's still just too many Zealots.
Yeah, and these Zealots actually surround the lurkers, so super efficient at removing them. And without lurkers here to support this army, cRoSs has, you know, he still has a lot of units, but still, I think on that 7 hatchery production, hasn't made a round of drones. So honestly, Bonyth securing this 4th base is huge, but he lets a couple of Hydras sneak in, but then, and the Nexus is already so
you gotta shoot it, man.
He's not shooting it, he's killing probes instead. What a huge mistake by cRoSs. He could have easily killed this Nexus, but wait a second, there's another hit squad at the bottom. Hydra Lurk gets warded away with Storm. Oh my god, what a huge blunder by cRoSs.
Yeah, I thought cRoSs was going to snipe that easily, but that means Bonyth is going to have 4 bases up. He's mined out in his main as natural, so... Oh, that lurker! Can he be the hero? Oh, he tried to get the pros, but just not enough damage. And okay, this is gonna seal the deal. He's gonna come in here with some mutas, pop the Templar, and pop that Nexus.
He has to kill that Nexus. Is he realize how low it is, or is he gonna go for the probes again? I mean, going for the probes is fine too. Storm on top of the Mutalisks, has to dodge these, cannot lose the Mutalisks. He's killing a lot of probes. If he kills the probes and the Nexus, I mean, that's huge. Yeah, of course the Nexus is going to go down. Really quick thinking there from cRoSs, actually, to make a couple of Mutalisks in this hectic situation to clean up that Nexus. And on top of that, he killed a lot of probes, so...
Yeah. And now Bonyth is on 1 base. Meanwhile, being Zerg, he has a little bit in his main, a little bit in his natural. He still has that 4th base. I think I see a little bit of mining there now.
Yeah.
But this is still a strong army for Protoss. You can see +3 weapon is about to kick in for Protoss.
Yeah, +3 is about to kick in right before, or right after the fight starts. So Bonyth is not going to have that going for him. So many Hydras left over, but this Archon is doing so much, tanking in the front line. Storm connects as well. The Protoss units are so fat, though. I think, yeah, 2 upgrades just huge. Against the 2-1 from cRoSs, and they're pushing in here, Nyokin. Like, the supplies, despite the fact that Bonyth doesn't have that many workers, he's ahead in supply, so his army is significantly bigger than the Zerg army.
Yeah, So, actually, it was just +2 weapon for Bonyth. I didn't realize that. I thought it was +3. He is re-securing his 4th base, though. Templar gets picked off, but he's going to trade 2 Hydras for it. And both players, wow, this is just razor thin. Mined out in the main, mined out in the natural. cRoSs is now mining on 2 bases. Oh, his 3rd base is almost gone, so cRoSs needs to get a 5th base. There it is at bottom right. But Bonyth realizes this, and he's relentless with this Goon Templar combo.
Yeah, just non-stop attacking here. Knows he's kind of in a tough situation after losing all those probes, but he's making it work. He's mining from 2 bases still. Actually, 39 probes for a 2-base economy is quite decent. And just rallying more units. cRoSs, he is beginning to shrink the supply gap, though. He does have more workers, so as this game is prolonged, Zerg presumably is going to start pulling ahead, but he has to survive.
Well, Bonyth does not find that 5th base. Instead, he's got his eyes set on the 3rd base. There's a lurker morph to try and buy time, and that's another amazing storm. It seems like every single storm connects. Archon falls, but cRoSs has a ton of Hydras now.
Yeah, so many Hydras coming in from all sides.
Oh!
Inside the main. cRoSs doesn't notice it because, of course, the DT is one-shotting the drones, and you're not getting the alert there. 10 kills on that DT. I think he's wiped out that middle line completely. Though Bonyth is kind of losing a couple of units here. That last storm was pretty fat for him. And now Bonyth actually is ahead in worker count. So I think Bonyth, man, somehow with that DT drop just managed to pull it back significantly. And I think Zerg's a bit on the back foot now.
Yeah, if Bonyth was playing passive, I think Zerg would still be in okay position. But because he's just constantly out on the map, there's no chance for Zerg to even go for a drone cycle. Look at him. He's just relentless. He's out on the map again, on the prowl, looking to take down these Hydras. He knows he just got like 15 drone kills. Zerg is in a dire situation. If he finds this 5th base, I think it's all but over. Even a 5th base coming down for Bonyth.
Yeah, I mean, Bonyth is in the driver's seat now. More Mutalisks getting popped here, but not quite enough time to snipe these Templar before the fight starts. 2 storms, fat storms, connect onto all of the Hydras as well as the Mutalisks. So actually, Zerg's units are really, really low on HP. More Mutas coming in. They do get stormed. And oh my god, that's so many Zealots left over. Just getting on top of the Hydras. Absolutely chopping them down. A couple goons in the back as well, holding firm against the Mutalisks. Final storm actually cleans up the rest of these Mutalisks' HP. But, I mean, cRoSs, now he's starting to lose a lot of drones as well.
Yeah, supplies now have finally caved in for Zerg, and I think this is going to be it. Bonyth will take game 2. The 4th base falls. No more econ for cRoSs. Like, he's basically not even mining at this point. And that means